Hey, it's Colin Smith here from Photoshop Cafe, and welcome to Tip Tuesday. This is a brand new thing we're going to do. Every Tuesday I'm going to give you a brand new Photoshop tip to increase your productivity and increase the quality of your work very quickly. So the very first one we're going to do right now is I'm going to do something with compositing. So sometimes you work in compositing or illustration, you create a whole stack of layers. And then you want to apply something like a blur to the top, say. So what do you normally do? Normally you flatten the layers and then you apply that blur, and then that's great, it works fine. But the problem is if you want to go back and change something later, or you want to use a selection or something from one of the layers, you can't, they're all gone. So what the tip is, I'm going to show you two tips actually this week on how to preserve those layers while merging all the visible layers, or also how to merge select layers while also keeping all the other layers intact. So let's jump into Photoshop and have a look right now. So here we are in Photoshop, and we've got this composite. This is the Sky City composite project that I've been working on in Photoshop Cafe. You can find it there. All right, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to merge all the visible layers. So notice that everything with the eye icon turned on is going to be selected into this brand new layer. And the way to do this is we're actually going to use the modifier keys. We're going to use the Shift key, Option Command or Shift Alt Control, and then add the E key, E for merge, the last silent letter. And there we go. We created that blank layer on top, or that blank layer, that composited layer. So if I turn everything off, you can see that layer is there with all the layers together. So we can now do filtering and adjustments and experiments with that without hiding or destroying any of the other layers. So let's look at the other way where we can do it with some select layers. I'm going to turn these off just for a second so you can see what's going on. So I'm just building up a composite here that I've been playing around with. And what I want to do is I want to merge just these ones. Now I could do the same thing because these are the only ones visible. But I don't want to have to be hiding and showing layers as I'm working, because sometimes you turn certain layers on and certain ones off and you've got different things going on. So I've got all these layers turned on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the top layer, and then I'm going to hold down the Shift key to select the bottom layer. Now I've selected all my working layers here for the matte background, and I want to merge these together. So what I'm going to do is, instead of hitting Control E, which would just merge everything, or that would be Command E on Windows, what we're going to do is add the Option or the Alt key. So if I hit Command Option E or Control Alt E on Windows, boom, what it does is it creates that layer right there on top. And let me hide all the other layers just so you can see. And you can see all those layers off. We've got just that by itself on its own layer. So now we could do things like maybe throw that into overlay mode, increase the contrast. We could apply filters. We could do all different things, but all the other layers are still intact, which means if I need a selection, I can hit the Control key and select, and those selections are still active that I can use on my final image at the top. So that's a little bit of merging there. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, tune into our channel every week, and check out PhotoshopCAFE.com. Until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.